Okay, I got this little Ampeg solid state amplifier. Got it in here to take a look at. It's an Ampeg. Pretty dirty. Pretty rough condition. Someone has taken the amplifier out and just stuck it in there. It's got two inputs: volume, treble, bass, reverb, off and on. Oh, a schematic. Here's a schematic right there. Great. Okay, there's a capacitor laying in the floorboard. There's an issue. Got a pretty nice speaker. What's that? Brentwood Music Center. Huh. Got a couple of issues with the vinyl. So we're going to take a look at this thing, see if we can get it going. I mean, obviously with the capacitor out, it's probably not going to do anything. You know, somebody's obviously had it out since the chassis is out, so we'll take a look at it. So I'm pulling the amplifier out of this thing. Here is the schematic. I'm trying to find a model number on this thing. Oh, G7-10. Some interesting information there on the transistors. The inside is just filthy. It's been in someone's garage for a while. What's that say? I was trying to get the chassis out. It's got something that says, "Do not remove this connection." I have to see what that's about. Well, it says to prevent electrical shock and fire hazard, do not unplug this connector. Well, that's like a invitation to unplug it. So we'll be unplugging that here in just a second. We got to get the chassis out anyway. So, man, look how dirty this thing is. So the capacitor that was laying down there was a 640 microfarad, 25 volts. Just taking a look at this chassis, there's pretty much a hack job. Looks like someone put a new power cord on here. They put a 3-wire power cord on here and just it's just a hack job. They used electrical tape. Well, there's the circuit board. That resistor's been pretty hot. So there's where that cap belongs, right there, C20. chassis AP5005 AA. So anyway, let's get the new capacitor in there and the power cord fixed, and let's see what it does. What do you think, Leroy?
Okay.
Think it'll smoke?
I hope not.
Yeah, that capacitor is got some issues. Maybe a little leakage here. Leakage of the actual insides of it, plus bulging out there. Okay, just for fun, I tacked some leads on this capacitor. Whoever took that out of there just cut the leads completely off. That was kind of strange. I just tacked some leads on there, and we'll just test it on my little eBay capacitor checker. Actually, it tests good. Well, I mean, it's tests 885 microfarads, and it's got a low ESR, so that thing ought to work. $868. I think I may just stick that back in there because I don't have one that size. I may just stick that in there temporarily just to see if we can get this thing to work. Okay, so now we've got the power cord wired in there. I just used some zip ties as a restraint. That other restraint would not fit around this cord, so I just used that. That's going to be just fine. And then I just kind of tacked that. I tacked 1,000 microfarad capacitor in here. I got it out of this. This is just out of my junk pile. This is from a ceiling fan, and I ordered a new one. But I just want to tack that in there just so I can plug this thing in and see what happens. See if you know what else it's going to need. But I got that in there just temporarily. That's not the way to do it. That's not the way to do this either. I should have taken these off and gone underneath the circuit board, but for now I'm just going to do it that way. Who knows? I'm going to eventually do it right, but for now I'm just tacking that stuff in there to see just to see how it works. What is going on with that? Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I'm going to put it back in the cabinet because there is. I printed out the circuit. And how I did that? I just took a picture of it with my cell phone. Took a picture of that with my cell phone, and then uploaded it to Google Photos, and then just printed it out. So this capacitor, it's C20. That's C20 right here. It's part of the reverb circuit. I'm not sure I completely understand this circuit. You got the reverb unit, and then a transistor, and then part of that circuit, I guess, on the collector, in between the collector and ground. This is ground. Is this capacitor that was taken out. It goes through a resistor to the collector. That capacitor right there. I need to look at that. I'm not sure I completely understand that circuit right there. But anyway, I'm going to put this chassis back in the cabinet because there is some voltage here, 43 volts coming from over here from the power. We got 43 volts coming over to the reverb coil. So I'm going to put this thing back in here and hook the reverb coil up, and we're going to see what happens. And just for clarification, this is actually model GT-10. I think I said G710. It's Magnavox, made by Magnavox, number 59171100001. Date is from 1971, May 6, 1971. So okay, so I've got the chassis back in there in the cabinet, everything wired up. Got it plugged into my current limiter. Let's put that on watts. I'll turn it on, see what happens. Maybe. Nothing. Nothing. Not one thing. Is that on? Dead. Nothing. Not one thing. Okay. Okay, it seems like we just need to fiddle with this switch. There we go. That's a weird switch. I've never seen a switch like that before. So what we got here? We got 15, 14 watts. Looks like we're good there on the current limiter. Got some noise coming out of the speaker. Little noise. Oh, it's working. Oh, you hear the reverb too. I just turned the reverb up. I'll turn it back down. Clean the controls a little bit. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Okay, so I got the junkyard Les Paul. Let's see what we got here. It's clean, you know, it's gonna be a clean amp. Reverb on. It's pretty loud. What do you think, Leroy?
Good.
That's the bass all the way down. Need to clean the controls. difference in the number 2 input here. That seems a lot louder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It has a it has a 470k ohm resistor going to ground on the second input. So that actually sounds pretty good. So anyway, there it is for now. I've got the capacitor on order. I've got the capacitor on order, and I'll clean this thing up, fix the places where the Tolex is coming loose, clean the controls, clean it up a little bit, and it'll be a pretty nice little amp. Probably good for somebody that, you know, plays clean, or you could run pedals through it. It'd probably be a really good amp for running pedals.
Yes.
So, what do you think, Leroy?
I'll say yeah.
You think so?
Uh-huh.
All right. So that's an Ampeg model GT-10 from 1971. This will be part 1 video. I'll have another video where I, you know, clean this. Looks like somebody spilled a Coke down the front of it, and, you know, fix some of the vinyl, clean it up a little bit. So that's it.